Here we go. Right, you've seen this geezer in me films before. You might have seen him in Carp Talk many years ago as well. Nermin Caro, former world record holder.
Yeah.
We're on the Mary and Joe pool where you caught that world record.
Yes.
Now today, I don't want to talk about tactics. I want to talk about that particular fish because Mary was so famous, not just in Germany, not just around Europe, but in England. It was a really famous fish. It was an amazing carp. We're on the Mary and Joe pool. How I would like to have been on this lake when Mary was around.
Yeah.
What was it like fishing for Mary?
Firstly, hi Simon. It will be a pleasure to told you that story, yeah, from the fish of my lifetime. So yeah, it was when I stepped into the club. It was 2009. There was normally a awesome and outstanding feeling what you have when you know in front of you is swimming a fish with a possibly new world record with over 39 kilos or 38 kilos, sorry.
Which is about 86, 87 pounds, yeah.
Yeah, it
Amazing
was
fish.
87 pounds, I think,
Yeah.
so, back in the days then. And then you have another fish, a big mirror, it was Joe, also possibly easier, over 70 pounder. So that was...
They were massive carp in
Yeah.
the world back in those days. It's quite different today because there's lots of fish that size, but back in 2009, there was not many around the world, was there?
No. And even now in Germany, so that was something really special. And the atmosphere on the lake, the same, was something really special. Maybe not only about these two fish, but yeah, about these two fish, but there was something also behind what makes the fishing here very special.
Yeah,
so
yeah. The anglers, the atmosphere for the fish,
yes.
the type of lake that it is, because it's a difficult
Definitely,
lake.
yes.
Yeah.
So the mornings when the sun comes up and the fog was on the water, I fished a lot of venues all of Europe, but I never ever have a feeling like this.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2009, 2010, 2011, back as here,
Mm-hmm.
that was really something really special.
Mm-hmm. This is Nerm's dog, Tammy, by the way. She
Tammy,
might
Tammy.
pop into the film every now and again.
It's no problem, eh?
You don't know, it's no problem,
Okay.
mate. So 2009, September,
September,
was
yeah.
your first session
My
fishing
first
for
session.
Mary, yeah.
I make the decision and fished very known pack one
Yeah.
on the lake. So I have a lot of information from back in the days from guys which have fished longer here,
Yeah.
and I collect all the information as normal. So
Yeah.
this is
Who was fishing the lake in those times? Markus Pelzer?
Markus Pelzer, Andreas Scherf,
Yeah. Christian Finkelder?
Christian Finkel. There was also fishing.
Yeah. Frank Schmidt, was he on there then?
No, Frank Schmidt. Long time later he
Yeah.
steps in.
Morris
the lake.
Wilms, was he on it?
No, he was also not in the
Yeah.
in the club. He also comes
Yeah.
in the
A little bit later on.
a little bit later on.
Yeah.
So the German most famous carp anglers was then
Yeah.
at this time here on the lake very active. So and there was a respectful time in between the angler. Rats going here everywhere.
Yeah.
It was a respectful time. So there was a good amount of anglers here, but everybody have respect from the other guys. So if you
Yeah.
have a place where you prefer to fish,
Yeah.
so you can be 90% sure of that when you arrive that your place will be free for you.
Okay.
So if not, you can do nothing because we have the rules here in Germany or
Yeah.
normally everywhere. No, when you have a special pack for a special angler or for...
Did you have one area in mind for yourself that you liked?
Yeah, for me it was difficult because for me the whole lake was special, you know.
Yeah.
You have the beach area where you have a little bit of shallower water. You have the pump area where it goes down to 8-9 meters. You have different areas for different type of fishing.
Yeah.
And I make the decision to go in pack one because my stomach told me, try to
Yeah.
there. And I was lucky enough the first time fishing, first night, I caught then back in the days a stocky with 10-12 kilos.
Okay.
So I was over the moon.
Yeah.
Also have 2 catfish. Catfish was at this time horrible here at the lake, small catfish, so until maybe 20-25 kilos. But if you have them on the feeding spot, you can change the place because they eat everything. Yeah, they eat everything.
Yeah. How did it feel when you got the first bite from the lake? Did it go,
Oh man, I can't explain you that. That was so as normal. You know that fish is there, and everybody who says he's not targeting the biggest fish in the lake, is his fishing is no problem. But I want the biggest fish from the lake. Especially Mary was for me target number one. Yeah, and I can remember really good. It was 10:30 at night, and the bite comes from out of nowhere.
This is your first bite?
The first bite, It was one single tone, and then my old Delkim runs away, so crazy. Was a good fight also because the fish are here very powerful, you know that.
Yeah.
And after 5 minutes, I have then the mirror in my landing net, and I was over the moon, you know, because here's fishing guys fishing 20, 30, 40 nights without a take, and I was lucky
First
enough,
night.
lucky enough to catch my first carp in the first night.
Okay,
So
that's incredible, mate, to do that. So then, from that first session, how long did it take you till you caught Mary? Because I've got a feeling it was quite quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, after my 13th night, so after 2 weeks of fishing, not fishing every day. So, but after my 13th night, I was able to catch Mary.
Right, okay. Had you seen Mary before you actually caught it before? Had you seen it swimming around?
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times from the banks. And what was more impressive for me, I was snorkeling. At this time, it was allowed to snorkel in the lake.
Yeah.
And we have one corner where there's a big tree is inside.
Is that is the one up there?
Yes,
Peg one,
where you caught some nice fish from.
Yeah.
And that was the time when we have the club celebration every summer here, and then the lake is closed for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's not allowed for anybody to fish. So because we have the working time then with the club, and at this time I work a couple of hours with the guys over there at the clubhouse, and then I come over and I put on my just the mask, the snorkel, and I swim into the corner, take a look. And that was known as the area where the fish are constantly inside.
They're living there,
Yeah, they come over to relax there, you know.
Yeah.
And bro, it was unbelievable. I slowly step into the water, and I swim over to the snag and hold me in the snag. And under me was 99% of the stock. So Mary was there, Joe there, a lot of other big fish also, and they swimming around, and they don't care about me. They was in
a safe state.
So they was very confident, and they enjoy there, and they relax. And believe me, I was more than 2 hours in the water.
Yeah.
And when I come out, I was shaking. It was cold because in this corner then at this time then it's shadow, and but I take a look on my clock, and I can't believe how long I was in the water. Yeah. My lips was blue and everything, and my skin was shrinkling. So that was
just the excitement of seeing those fish in that
crazy. They don't feed there. They don't do nothing. They're just cruising around and chilling. And that was feeling. I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but under the mask, I have some pee-pee drops tears from my lucky tears.
Yeah.
It was
excitement.
Crazy.
Oh, mate. So from that sighting then, let's fast forward it to the night you caught Mary. Had you been baiting areas? Had you been working swims? Had you, or did you arrive to the lake and it was quite busy? Was there a lot of anglers on, or what was the feeling on the lake?
We have to go 1 week before I caught then finally Mary.
Okay.
Because I have to explain what is. This is a part of the catch of Mary for me.
Yeah.
I was lucky, very lucky, at this time of the year when I start here. There was not so much pressure on the lake, so I can make the decision to go everywhere. Every pack was overgrown, and it was good. It was good for me.
Yeah.
So, but I go away from the pack number one, where I caught my first fish, about the catfish and also about the coots, because they are diving crazy, no chance to fish there longer. And I make the decision to move over to the pump, where's maybe I think the deepest area where you can fish.
Yeah.
So then at pack 1, I fished on 3.5, 4 meters, and on the pump I fished then on 8 meters.
Yeah.
And so there was like totally confidence about the roots. They can't step into my fishing or ruin my fishing.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I pre-baiting the place 2 or 3 times, but I started with a baiting strategy that was a little bit strange. I put a lot of bait in. I know other guys here on the lake, they also feed a lot. They put 5 kilo or 10 kilo of boilies inside, and maybe also much of pellets. And a lot of particles was used back in this time. And I make the decision, I don't use particles longer because we have also big tench and big bream in the lake. And I make the decision only feed big pellets, halibut pellets, and big boilies. So I feed the place 2 or 3 times with 50, 60 kilos of bait every time when I arrived. And I fished 2 different spots. One was on 8 meter and the other one was a little bit shallow on 6.5 meter, like a small plateau on the right side. And yeah, so I start my first campaign, come over to the lake at Thursday after work, and make the decision to stay until Sunday, so be back on work Mondays. And yeah, so first night, nothing happened. Second night, I caught stocky again, so also a mirror. And then it was quiet. Friday, nothing longer. And then Saturday, I became a run at 11:30 in the night.
Is that your bite alarm?
No. So yeah, 10:30. So sorry.
10:30, yeah.
10:30. I was on my bed chair, and I tried to start sleeping, and then the take comes, and I put up the rod. It was a single bleep, crazy, totally crazy, and then
One toner, yeah.
a one toner, but
Yeah,
a
yeah.
crazy one toner.
Yeah.
So my old Delkim, I think he was crying. He was not. Yeah, I pick up the rod, and then the game starts. Yeah, so
Heavy fish, big fish?
I never ever have that feeling on a rod in my life before, you know.
Yeah.
And that all tries maybe half an hour. So the fish went over to the other side, stops in front of the reeds. So, and I heard a big splash. The fish comes back. I have it on the middle of the lake. Then I play it in front of me. I have the landing net prepared in front of me, everything. I had my head torch on. I was shaking so earthquake was nothing against that. And what's happened then? That was brutal, very brutal. So the fish was in front of me, and the pump area where I fish, there's no shallow water in front, so that goes from the margins directly down 4 or 5 meters. And the fish was in front of me, so maybe a meter away from me and from the bank. And they make a couple of rounds, and then they stuck in something.
Yeah.
Rock solid, no chance to do anything. So it was stocked. Okay, I put the rod in the mud, open a little bit the bear alarm, and hold the line strong in my hand and try to. But no, there was no feeling. There was only what I feel was snag.
Just solid, yeah.
Solid, totally solid. And I waited half an hour and nothing happened. But I can't believe that. Nerm, stay cool. So just wait a couple of minutes longer. I talked to my own, if somebody was there near, they think there's a crazy guy. And then I make the decision. I put out my clothing and go into the water, and have in the right hand I have the main line, and I try to dive down, And at that moment, when I was maybe at half of the way so maybe on a 2 meter step, I only became a big splash underwater, So it was a wave, a heavy wave, was pushed me away from the ground back to the surface, and I have water, I breathe in water and everything, and I go up, and the line was free. So the lead comes up, the lead core leader, the lead comes up. It was just the hook link was
Broken, yeah,
broken. It was 45-pound coated hookling then, and I was,
Gutted.
yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe also again some teardrops maybe comes out, right? Because I was so angry. Yeah, but that's angling, that's carp fishing. So what can I do? Nothing. Okay. So next morning I was so pissed. Normally I have one day longer to stay on the lake, but I was so pissed. I make the decision to put all the bait what I have left in, and to come over next week again. But what I do before, again, it was a sunny morning. I put all out my clothes and I jump in the water.
Dive down, yeah.
And dive down. No mask, no nothing on me. I just want to know in what this fish. I don't know. I don't saw the fish.
Yeah.
I can't say it was Mary or Joe or blah blah blah.
It was a big fish that was snagged on something. Yeah.
So, and I dive down, and then I have in my fingers, in between my fingers, I have something like different lines or something, and I go back again up to the surface, take a rest, put a lot of air inside of me, in my lungs, to be comfortable, to stay a little bit longer down there. Then I dive down back, and what I have in my hand was a big amount of different lines. So I feel only the lines at this moment.
Yeah.
And then I put up my legs down to the ground, and with all my force and all my power, I lift up, and I was able to pull out this big ball of different lines out from the ground and bring it to the surface. And what I have then on the bank, bro, it was really a big amount of different lines, main lines, braided main lines, shock leaders, rigs, with hooks on, with plastic baits on, with fake mice corn on, with plastic boilies on. There was, you can nearly can open a tackle shop with all the bits and bobs. The small one was on this ball of hooklings and hook. So yeah, I put this out, put it in the bag, and then put it in the trash because this had not longer to stay on the lake.
Yeah.
Not good for anybody. And yeah, so then I put all the baits in, as I say before, and then I drive back home. And I come back again Thursday night after work, and my plan was again to stay until.
Did you have a feeling that the fish knew about that snag?
At this moment, no.
Yeah.
For me, the fish goes into this place, and he was snagged.
Yeah.
Exactly, I know in what the fish was snagged now, but at this moment, no, I have no idea.
Yeah.
So I come back again from Thursday to Sunday. My plan was to stay on the lake. And this first night, I caught a small common, which looks like totally as Mary. So just with maybe 10, 11, 12 kilos again. But it was a twin brother of Mary, but just
a lot smaller.
A lot smaller, yeah. Oh, well, I was over the moon with this fish. I was happy. And then Friday, nothing. Only again, what I say, it was so totally hot. It was crazy.
How hot? 40 degrees, 30 degrees?
Oh no, high over 30 degrees because it was September.
Okay.
So it was very, very, very hot. So I have shadow where I was, but the shadow was in my back. The pack where I fish was really small, just enough for the umbrella, for my bed chair, and my 2 rods in front of the bed chair. And the day has gone. It was Friday, nothing happened. I was thinking to leave on Friday evening because it was so warm and so hot. It was crazy. So no, Nermin, you have to stay. You have to stay. Something deep inside of me say, stay. Okay. Saturday comes, Saturday night, and what can I say, bro? It's exactly again 10:30. The same rod, same place.
Which rod? Your left rod or the right rod?
The left hand rod.
Left hand rod, yeah.
On 8 meters.
Yeah.
I fish in a hole of weed. All around that is weed, horrible. And there was only a hole in the weed. And you have to take care that your main line from the alarm goes in the small channel in between the reed. Because the fish was so shy at this time on the lake here against lines in the water. We saw it a couple of times from the bank when they come over to a spot and they touch the line, not with the head. It was enough with the fin or something, or with the side. They spook away, and all the fish around that fish they gone. And so then the place, a couple of days, you can be sure there was no fish come over back again to be there. So everything was perfect set up. So I have the take, I put up the rod, and the same game.
Same take, single bleep.
Single bleep. Yeah. That the alarm goes away. So that was crazy. So never ever had that before. Like these two bites was, and after that also I never have takes like this. It was Saturday, hot again, so unbelievable hot the night before I had the small common, and it was absolutely not enjoyable to be on the bank at this time. It was hot. It was really hot. But I was under my umbrella, lying on my bed chair, read a book, and it was 2:30, and the same bite
in the afternoon.
The same bite comes again.
Single bleep,
and then one toner until the old Del Kim makes just. So it was funny, but also shocked at that moment. I put up the rod again. The rod was bent as much as I can. The clutch was relatively close, and the fish again went over to the other side. Stops, but this time it was daytime. So I saw what's happened, and the fish stops again in front of the other margin there, and the big splash of water comes out from the last fin. I saw the last fin out of water.
You didn't see the tail?
Yeah, I saw the last fin, the tail. The tail. But so it's 100 meters, you know. Yeah. So it was. I don't saw that it's Mary or something else. Yeah. I only see that it was a big fish. Yeah. And the reeds on the other side there was totally on full with water, you know, because of the splash. I bring back the fish half of the lake, then he goes again out, away, then right. So exactly the same fight as 1 week before.
Yeah, with the fish that you lost.
Yeah, the fish that I lost in the snag in front of me. So maybe 45 minutes later, I was able to have the fish again in front of me. I put exactly the same game. I put the landing net in front of me to be able, when the fish comes up. I start to shake when I told you that now. Yeah. I had the feeling back again in me.
Could you see the fish or not?
No, at this moment.
The water is very clear. Yeah.
The water was clear, but not so clear because the fish playing in the deep water the whole time. Yeah. It was not possible to lift him up on the surface, or close to the surface. And then the fish again starts in front of me, as the same as the week before.
So that's like going around.
Yeah, going around exactly in this place where I was the last time, where I was stocked.
So do you think it was trying to find the snag?
Bro, that was definitely the fish looking after this place where he was stocked in, and where he was 100% knowing that there is something where she can save her life or
get rid of the rig.
Yes. Yeah. That tries maybe 2 minutes. Left, right, a little bit out, then fast inside, and nothing. And then I give more pressure, and I pump it a little bit up. And then what I saw, bro, firstly, there comes over bubbles like a jacuzzi.
Yeah.
From nothing, like bubbles comes up.
Big bubbles or
little bubbles. Yeah. Little bubbles, but it was a big spread area over with the small bubbles, you know. And I lifted up, and then I saw this huge common.
The face first, or the head first, or the flank?
The flank. I saw the flank because of the sun, and everything was placed together. I saw the flank, I saw the dark back, and I saw the wider stomach, silver stomach. and then the shock was, I was totally shocked.
You knew it was Mary.
I know there's only one fish in the lake. What can be so big, so crazy and so unbelievable. Yeah, I lifted a little bit more up, and then she shakes a couple of times with the head and goes again in the deep water. But from this moment, I was lost. I was flying. I can't remember the feeling. I can remember the feeling now. What I have, I was flying over the water and play the fish. So that feeling, that was. Yeah. My legs was shaking. I was a little bit in the water.
You'd waded into the water, had you?
Just a bit, because it
drops down.
It drops down, you know. Yeah. So as much as I can go to the water, I was in and sit with my boobs on the
on the
bank, on the bank, and hold like a small child. I played the fish with one hand, and in the other hand I had the landing net. And the landing net was shaking, and the rod was shaking, and everything was shaking.
God.
So and the fish goes out a little bit, and maybe that tries 5 minutes longer, but with a then now I say with an easy fight.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure, constantly pressure, but not longer with this, you know.
Yeah, not taking much.
No,
just plodding.
Yeah,
plodding.
Yeah.
Big weight.
She played the game with her weight.
Yeah.
At this moment.
Yeah. Just very slow and.
Very slow, and only the weight was pumping, boom, 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 and crazy. A fish with this power. This is I can't. This is. It's really difficult to explain to somebody.
Yeah. I always think as well, big fish, they fight a lot harder in clearer water than they do in murky water, because they can see things.
Yeah.
So, they see a snag for safety, or they see, some weed for safety. So they go for it.
There's something that is. I think also that this can be, but I think also in clearer water the oxygen level is higher. Than in the muddy water.
So they're much more stronger anyway.
They're much stronger, and this water quality here on the lake is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So. And then the end comes. We are close to the end at the rod, and then I made this decision: now all or nothing. Lift up the rod with my right hand and put the landing net under the fish. Lift it up.
You got it first time?
First time.
First time. Straight in?
Straight in.
What did you do then? Did you just put the net down, the rod down?
No.
Did you shout? Was there any euphoria?
Believe me, I was standing for sure 5 minutes there with the rod in my right hand, lifted up to the high. I don't know why, but I have it so, and the fish in the landing net in front of me. And I stay and I try to realize what's now happened. That was crazy. So it was the third fish from the lake. After the 14th night, lost one fish, and definitely I was sure when I saw just a couple of centimeter maybe from where the hook was now nailed in the underlip. There was a small, itch, a mark, a small mark. No hook inside, no nothing. So it was not wound or something. You only see a small.
So you think Mary was the one the week before when you lost that fish? I don't think,
I'm 100% sure, because this fish, Mary, tried to found this place where I put all out the lines from there. And exactly at this moment when the fish realized that it's not longer the place like a week before, and I can't stuck in nothing, the fight was near, it was over. So she gave up. Not 100%, but she gives up, and she was knowing what's happened, and I was not sure because. But
we'll get to the putting it on the bank in a minute. Can you remember what gear you was using at the time? What line was you using?
I fished then back in the days. It was from Christen, the Incognito main line. It was a fluorocarbon. The hook link what I used was also from Christen. It was Quicksilver Gold. It was a 45-pound coated hook link. I used a size 4 quarter white gape.
Yeah.
hook. There was, at this time, nobody sharpening his hooks by his hand. We all used the hooks straight from the package, and this hooks at this time was perfect. I changed the hook every time when I changed the bait, if I have a take or not. That was a thing in my head,
Yeah.
that I want to do everything 110%.
So, what size lead?
I think it was 114 grams lead, so 2.5, 3 ounce lead.
Okay, really
Inline
light.
lead, yeah.
Really light. What hook bait?
Hook bait I used this time was the Robin Red from Dynamite Baits. I was then sponsored from Dynamite Baits.
Just a single boilie?
No, it was a 26 millimeter Dynamite Baits Robin Red and a 50 millimeter, I think, Squid and Octopus pop-up.
So, snowman presentation.
Snowman presentation, but a big snowman presentation. At this time, as I know, not one of the anglers had used so big baits
Yeah.
with 26 millimeters sinker and a 50 millimeter pop-up on top.
Okay.
With a small size 4 hook, a relatively small size 4 hook.
So, was there anybody else on the lake at the time?
No, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Was Andy Scherf was on my right, on my left side.
Did he see what had happened? Did he know, or did you have to ring him?
I don't think so that he realized that at this moment. But after, when we bring then the fish to make the pictures from the deep pump area where was no place to make proper.
Very tight area.
Yeah, tight area. No chance for 2 people to make proper pictures there.
Yeah.
We made the decision to carry on the fish in the water in a sack
Yeah.
with a small boat over to the beach area.
Okay.
The fish was the whole time in the water.
Yeah.
It was hot, so it was the best way to bring the fish down to the area where you can safely make pictures.
Okay. So, when did you, when rewind it back to when it was in the net? What did you do? Because you said first of all you stood and looked at the fish. Did you then put the landing net on the floor?
No.
Get your stuff?
No.
Ring Andy? Did you shout Andy? Did you?
No. I ring only one guy after this
Yeah.
to come over to make pictures. But what I don't leave the landing net out from my hand. So I put the rod, I throw it in the bushes.
Yeah.
So the rod was away. I pull out the hook
Yeah.
so that the fish is safely first. And then I took off the handle from the landing net, roll the fish slowly into the net, and I tried to lift it up and bring it to the unhooking mat. But that was at this moment nearly
Even to a big guy like you,
it was nearly not possible.
Yeah.
I need 3-4 tries to be sure that I'm not stuck somewhere in a root or something,
Yeah.
because that weight that was.
Yeah.
My personal best before this was 24.5 kilos.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So for
Big
20
jump. Yeah.
So this jump and
14 kilos more.
so
yeah.
with and this weight, but I was lucky enough, and I was bringing the fish then to the unhooking mat and put it out from the landing net in the carp sack, and that the fish was safe, everything.
Yeah.
And
Did you weigh it with somebody else?
no, I don't at this moment. I don't wait because it was not possible for me on this small area. You don't have a tree or something where you can put up the scale.
Yeah.
And I went over that the guy then comes over, which I call, and he comes over with a proper handle and with the scales.
Properly,
And then in front of some other guys from the lake here, then we make the weighting and lift up the fish, and then
How many guys was down at the time?
5-6 guys.
Yeah.
Also, a cousin of me comes also over, so it was my
It
girlfriend.
was a
at this time.
special moment then for the lake and for you.
I called also my girlfriend. This time she comes over with her kids, and we was a couple of guys on the bank, and everybody, and all together we was breathless and speechless
Yeah, such an amazing fish.
About this amazing fish.
So what was the weight again?
38 kilos and 600 grams. I think so. Yeah.
And at the time, did you know it was a world record common?
I was not sure.
Yeah.
I was thinking, but it was weighed nearly half a kilo.
Yeah. What was the previous best weight of Mary? Was half a kilo.
Half a kilo.
She was already the record anyway.
She was also the
I
world
can't
record.
remember. I remember dealing with the story at the time because the pictures got sent to Carp Talk, and I remember having the story. We put it on the cover, and it was one of those pictures that just blows you away because you was there, and it was just such an impressive photograph. Your smile, and I know you, I didn't know you at the time, but I know you now, and I can imagine how you were feeling. You were just feeling
It was
incredible.
Yeah. I think never ever in my life I had the feeling again like this. Other nice, very nice feelings, but this was a special moment.
You've caught a lot of big fish in your life, including other fish, a similar sort of weight to that. Is Mary still the one?
Yeah, that definitely, bro. That was. I was shocked for a couple of not for a couple of hours. I was in a positive shock.
Yeah.
A couple of days. So every single moment after that, I can't say that a big pressure drops down when I caught her because I'm not trying this over weeks or months or like other guys.
30 nights.
Yeah, over years to catch this fish.
Yeah.
I seriously start to fish for this fish, and I was lucky enough. So again, I'm an angler with often luck on my side.
You make your own luck though, mate. You do. I've fished with you now for a few years, and you're an amazing angler. You are. You're an amazing big fish angler. You're just one of those guys that's got the knack for catching big fish. And it's obviously something that started young, and then you've come to somewhere like this, such a prestigious lake, and caught the world record common in 14 days. I bet there was a lot of people talking about you on the lake at the time, knowing what carp anglers are like. Let me just see how many minutes we've done so far. That's 40 minutes now. Just quickly, mate. Now, there's guys that's been on this lake, I know this from when I first joined, that have done over 100 nights without fish.
Yeah.
You know, quite a few guys, good anglers as well.
Good anglers, yeah.
You know, it's not an easy lake.
No,
so that's why I say you've got the knack of catching big fish, mate. That's absolutely amazing. And you did eventually go on to catch another big one out of here, which was called the Dock, which weighed 83 pounds, was it?
Yes.
83 pounds. That is actually one of my favourite photographs of a carp. I was actually in the Orient.
Me too, yes.
I was in the Orient with Christian Finkelder. We were in some boats, and I remember, and you know what Christian's like, he doesn't speak much, and I remember him going, "Oh my God," and he'd had a text message either off you or one of the guys off the lake saying that you'd caught the dockfish, and the photographs of it, of you in the water with this huge dark brown common, absolutely amazing photograph. One of my, and I'm not just saying this because you're my mate, it's one of my favourite photographs of a carp. It just looks breathtaking.
Nice.
More than Mary. It just looks absolutely breathtaking. Yeah. It was absolutely stunning. So you caught Mary twice. You caught Joe
twice.
Twice as well. Okay, wow. Okay, and then you also caught the dockfish.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you've caught the others, Mr. P. You've caught Black Spot as well. So this lake loves you, mate. It's your lake.
I have not caught so much small fish from this lake.
Yeah, just big ones.
It maybe sounds silly or crazy, or how can I say?
Do you think that's something to do with the tactics that you use? Why you've managed to catch big fish? Like Frank's the same, isn't he? Frank Schmidt catches big ones from
but our fishing is totally different. He fish his style, I fish my style. It's difficult to explain.
Yeah.
You know my style of fishing. You know that I take a look on everything. You know, I take a look on small parts of everything.
You're very detailed angler, yeah. You are.
I try to, and I have a feeling, especially for this lake, there is something what connects us.
Yeah.
You say in the UK over watercraft.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely connected with this lake.
So let's finish then. Are we going to catch tonight? Are you connected? Are you getting a feeling?
No, it's quite hard times. When you arrived a week before, you say to me also something is different on the lake, and this is really the first year when I say there's a totally different feeling as the years before.
Yeah, yeah.
Something is
Same in England at the minute.
It's strange at the moment,
The
yeah.
spring's been a weird spring, and the weather's been weird
Too
over here as
warm.
well. Yeah, too warm. Yeah, we're just waiting for the fish to feed. They're only having little spurts. They're getting caught every now and again, but not as often as they should be. Yeah. Well, mate, let's leave it there. That's absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for
thank
recounting
you.
those amazing stories. Mary was one of the most outstanding carp ever. It really, really was on a global carp fishing scale.
Definitely,
and,
yes.
And it not only cemented this lake in history, it also cemented you in history as a
Thank
world
you.
record holder. That's an incredible achievement, mate.
Thank you.
Nice one, dude.
Thank you, mate.
Cheers, bro. And you, Tammy.